You know that feeling, right? You're just thinking about your favorite meal and suddenly your mouth starts to water, maybe your stomach even growls a little bit. Well, it turns out that's not just in your head. It's actually a super sophisticated biological process where your body literally starts digesting food before you've even taken a single bite. So let's dive into the incredible science behind this amazing head start our stomach gets. It's something we've all experienced. I mean, the smell of fresh-baked cookies, the sight of a juicy burger, heck, even just the memory of that amazing pizza you had last week can get your whole digestive system revved up and ready to go. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how that works. All right, so the very first step in digestion, the first act of the play, doesn't actually happen in your stomach. It doesn't even happen in your mouth. Nope. It all begins right up here, in your brain. This incredible first stage is called the cephalic phase, and really, it's all about anticipation. See, your brain is always on the lookout. When it picks up on cues, like the sight of a cake, the smell of coffee, or even just the idea of your favorite dinner, it sounds the alarm. It sends out a memo that says, all right, team, get ready. Food is on the way. And get this, these sensory inputs kickstart the whole process, accounting for about 20% of your stomach's total secretion for a meal. That's a huge head start. So what is the cephalic phase in technical terms? Well, it's a series of nerve signals that come from the thinking parts of your brain. We're talking the cerebral cortex and the appetite centers. These signals are basically the official command that tells your stomach, hey, time to get the machinery prepped for an incoming meal. Okay, but how does that command from your brain actually get all the way down to your stomach? It's not Wi-Fi, it's not Bluetooth, it's something way more direct, way more powerful. Let's talk about the brain-stomach hotline. The message travels down this absolute superhighway of your nervous system called the vagus nerve. This thing is a direct communication line connecting the appetite centers in your brain straight to the lining of your stomach. It's an incredibly efficient system. No delays, no dropped calls. And the vagus nerve doesn't just send a simple text message. Oh no, it launches a full-on, two-pronged attack to make sure the stomach is ready for action. First, it directly tells these specialized cells, the parietal cells, to start pumping out acid. But at the exact same time, it uses an indirect route, telling other cells to release hormones like gastrin and histamine, which is basically like pouring gasoline on the fire of acid production. It really ramps things up. And all of this brings us to the stomach itself, which, on command, transforms into this powerful acid factory. So let's take a closer look at how this incredible chemical process really happens. This diagram gives us a great look into that complex chemical factory inside the stomach wall. You can see the signals from the vagus nerve arriving, telling all these different specialized cells what their job is. You've got the parietal cells, those are the workhorses making the acid, and then you have the chief cells getting ready to release a super important enzyme. It's this highly coordinated effort, all to create the perfect environment for digestion. Now, at the very heart of this acid factory is this tiny, microscopic machine called the proton pump. You can think of it like a tiny but incredibly powerful engine inside those parietal cells. Its one and only job is to pump hydrogen ions into the stomach. And when those ions mix with chloride, bam, you get hydrochloric acid. And the result is, well, it's just astonishing. The environment inside your stomach can plummet to a pH as low as 1.5. To give you some perspective, that's way more acidic than lemon juice. We're getting into the territory of battery acid here. It's incredibly powerful. But this extreme acidity isn't just for show. It is absolutely essential for killing off any nasty bacteria that might be on our food. But even more importantly, it's the key that's about to unlock the next critical player in our digestive story. So, with the stomach now full of acid and ready to go, it's time to activate the main tool for breaking down proteins. It's time to wake up a powerful enzyme called pepsin. But here's the clever part. Pepsin isn't just hanging around, active and ready to go all the time. It's made by those chief cells we saw earlier, but in a safe, inactive form called pepsinogen. And this is a brilliant safety feature. Think about it. Your stomach is made of protein. Having a powerful protein-digesting enzyme active constantly would be, well, a little self-destructive, wouldn't it? So how do you flip the switch from safe to active? Well, that's where all that hydrochloric acid comes into play. The super acidic environment literally causes the pepsinogen molecule to unfold and change its shape, transforming it from a harmless sleeping agent into pepsin, a highly active protein chopping machine ready for business. And this quote from our source material just says it all. Pepsin isn't just okay with the acid, it thrives in it. It's a perfect match. That specific pH range, between 1.5 and 2, is its ideal working environment. It's a beautiful example of synergy in the body. So, we've got our activated enzyme. Now, what does it actually do to the protein in that steak or piece of chicken you're eating? Pepsin is what's called an endopeptidase. Fancy word, but what it means is that it doesn't just nibble away at the ends of a big, long protein molecule. No, it gets right into the middle and makes these big, important first cuts. It chops those long protein chains into smaller, much more manageable fragments. But, and this is a really important point, pepsin is just the opening act. As you can see here, it handles the initial breakdown of maybe 10 to 15% of the protein you eat. The real heavy lifting, the final breakdown into the amino acids your body can actually absorb, all of that happens later on, down in the small intestine. So yeah, the big takeaway here is that the stomach, with its acid and its pepsin, is basically the prep station. It takes these huge, complex proteins and turns them into a simpler form, getting them perfectly ready for the final stages of digestion that are coming up next. It's a crucial first step. And all of this leaves us with one last fascinating question to think about. We've got a pouch full of acid that is incredibly corrosive, and an enzyme that is specifically designed to destroy protein. Yet our stomach, which is made of protein, is totally fine. So what stops it from digesting itself? Well, that is a fantastic story